And welcome to FlatCapFedora IRL. I'm your host Mark, and today is a special edition day. Today is the day before Father's Day, which is the third most important holiday of the year, right after Christmas and my birthday. So we'll talk to a few dads. We're going to take a trip down Selma, look at the murals, and we're going to be here in Visalia at Plaza Park. Okay, so here at Plaza Park, another angle, another spot in Plaza Park, where the last part you saw was the actual little lake they have where you can actually fish, because they do stock it with fish. They can bring the kids out. Now, behind me, you have some of the picnic tables and the play area for the kids. Plaza Park's pretty big. It covers a pretty good sized chunk of real estate, and there's tons of stuff to see here. Follow me. Like, there's a little creek that goes along from where that lake's at all the way over to the baseball fields. They also have a little motorway here too, so like for midget car racing, that type of stuff. More picnic tables, which are all over the place here. Another kids gym. There's more baseball fields behind it, and then you have the tennis courts. This place has a lot. If you got time and you're going towards Visalia or towards Sequoia National Forest, you're going to pass right by it. It's 99 South, take the 198 towards Sequoia National Forest, and as soon as you enter Visalia, first exit's going to be Plaza Drive. Get off on that exit, turn right, and you run smack dab into Plaza Park.
Good afternoon, and my name is Rebecca, and I work for Second Chance Animal Shelter. I'd like to introduce you to Connor, one of the German Shepherds we have here at the facility. He's approximately 3 to 4 years old and is very smart and very active. He likes playing with the ball and toys. Very talkative as well. Connor, shh. He knows commands like sit, give me paw.
So you can find more information about Connor from Second Chance Animal Shelter. The information will be at the bottom of the screen, and give a call, talk with Rebecca or any of the staff there, and they can go ahead and give you all the details on how to adopt Connor and give Connor a new home. Now, one of the coolest aspects of Selma, and that is we have a lot of art, especially mural art. We are across the street from a strip mall that used to be pretty plain. You still have your KFC, you still have some businesses there, jewelry stores, gyms, but over here is the new mural. This mural is a couple of years old, and they did it to give it a little bit of flair to Selma. Let's go check out another one. As you come up to the Robinson Guerrero building, we go to the side of the building, you're going to see one of Selma's best murals. Selma's historical mural, an artistic statement and a reflection of our community's values. That's so there on the plaque. This is a big project. Actually, a really, really big project. To give you an idea, aside from the sculpture, the mural is literally talking about the historical nature of our town. From being a train station, field workers, an agricultural center for pretty much all of California. This mural is something to behold, and it's huge. It covers the whole entire side of a building. That's not the only mural in Selma. So here's another mural in Selma, and this one's by Cho's Kitchen. Cho's Kitchen has been here like forever. It's great food. My mom used to come here when she was small, aka a teenager, and there are still people that come here and eat here all the time. Except for, like, right now it's a little slower because of COVID, but hopefully that will change and people will get back to normal. But there's still more. Here is what used to be the Vida well, it's now a cardiovascular center. And it used to be a retail store back in the day, Family Bargain, and it used to be the Vita, where they used to do the dialysis. So there's been a lot of things in this building, but there is another mural here in Selma. Selma, a lot of people think doesn't have a lot of art, but we do. We go big. We love murals. Murals are great. Now, if you're going to do art, you should do it big. This one's called No Separations, the Lotus and the Dove. This was done by Romero Martinez. It is an awesome, awesome place. So our next segment is on Father's Day. We've talked to a group of dads, and we got a little bit of a take from each of them as to what it is to be a dad. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, my name is Roger Orozco, Selma resident my whole life, and I'm here to talk about what it's like to be a father. So the first time, when I found out I was going to be a father, I came home from work late one day. My wife had mentioned she was pregnant, or she told me she was pregnant, and I was just excited. I think I was kind of shocked, but I was excited. And it's the greatest feeling in the world, even more so when the child's born. So why are dads important? I think the best way for me to answer that would be, and the example would be my dad. So why was my dad important to me? Well, he taught me how to be strong. He taught me how to, well, basically had fun. I had fun the whole time growing up in our home. Dad taught me, never to talk back to older people. Taught me respect. So just by following dad's example, do the right thing. Dad used to always preach, my dad used to always preach, hey, do the right thing, even if people don't like you and might not like you for decisions. So my father still is very instrumental in my life, because that's what I always try to do to this day. And I hope just by the way I am, my kids see how I act and what I do, and hopefully they'll pick up on it, because I think I live my life the way my father showed me how to live through his actions and how he lived. So like I said, he was always respectful, do the right thing, and you can't care what people think about you. If you're doing the right thing, everything always works out in the end. So I got a million stories about my pops, but there's one that sticks out. It was towards the end of his life. And it was after a day of chemo. Dad had become almost immobile. I had brought him from Veterans Hospital after his chemo treatment down to where he was staying at the time, which is Palm Village, because we needed extra help. And it was a rainy night. It was in October. It was in March 2016. March 2016. Anyway, it was a bad night. It was storming. It was rainy, windy. Got him inside the facility. Got him to his room. Got him inside. Actually, got him ready for bed. And he was very, very weak. He had lost a ton of weight. And I scooped him up out of the wheelchair. I laid him in the bed, and he looked bad. He felt really ill. And I covered him, and I got a washcloth and wiped down his head and his face, and it was pretty sad. But anyway, as I was getting ready to walk out, I turned off the light, and he started trying to talk to me. He was saying, "Hey, Rock, hey, Rock." So I turned around and said, "Hey," went back to Dad's bed. "Hey, what's going on, Dad?" And he said, "Hey, it's cold outside. It's raining." And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Hey, don't forget to put a jacket on." And I thought about it, and I said, "Oh, don't worry about me, Pops." And I walked out. Well, as I walked out, I started thinking, you know what? This is what a dad is. He's dying, he's deathly ill, and he's still worried about me. So anyway, that's just one of the stories. I got a million stories of Dad, but that's just one that sticks out, because I was towards the end of life, deathly ill, and he's still worried about me. Okay, proudest moments for me as a father with my boys. I'd probably say, of course, when the boys were born, when Gavin and Gage graduated high school the last 2 years. Gavin 2 years ago, Gage this year. Just that they're great kids, never been in trouble, family boys, just great kids. Very proud of those guys for everything they do. Ashton, the same. Ashton was born with severe disabilities, a condition called Dandy Walker. They thought he was blind. They told us he'd probably never walk, wouldn't eat solid foods. But anyway, Ashton does a lot. He doesn't talk, but he walks. He does a lot of other things that they said he would never do. So very proud of him and everything he does. But also my other boys. So I would say the proudest moments is, everyday life, just how they are. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them all the time. The best advice I'd have for fathers would be spend as much time as you can with your kids. Do everything you possibly can to have fun with them. That's the way I kind of do it. So with my father, we were into everything, especially sports. My boys, not so much into sports, but they're into pretty much everything else. They're gamers, but they like to do family things. So yeah, the greatest advice would be spend as much time as you can, be as active as you can. One of the things that I did that I'm very proud of, and I continue it to this day, is I got involved with the school system, and the big part of that was that when the boys went to school, I thought, hey, look, they're going to spend half their time at school. I want to be involved. So that's how I got involved with the PTA and school site council, and then ran for school board. And when I did that, the whole school board deal was based on anti-bullying and safety, fair to everything else. But that's what I was striving for, and I kind of still continue to do that today. So that's what I would say is just be as active as you can in your kid's life. That'd be my recommendation.
My name is Robert Gaither, and I am a father of an 18-year-old son who was born on February 7th, 2002. Now, my wife then and I, we were actually planning for her to get pregnant, but this was my first biological child, and there's a lot of excitement. We got to plan it because he was delivered by C-section, so the nice thing is we got to ask them, hey, when's the slowest days for delivery? They said Tuesday. So, okay, we're going to do the C-section on a Tuesday. So everything went smooth. I was a ball of emotions when he came out of his mother's womb. I was the first to hold him. There was excitement. There was tears of happiness. And then there was a great fear that overwhelmed me because I was hospitalized when I was born for jaundice. And the nurse says, oh, he's showing a little sign of jaundice. And I started to lose it. And I looked through the window, my parents, it's okay, it's okay. And so, there's a lot of emotions that go in there, but overall you're happy, you're excited. Being a father, there's a lot of challenges. Earlier years, it's more about discipline. They're finding their way, especially into the teenage years. And the best advice I could give, especially during the teenage years, is just guide them. We all have expectations of our children, just as my parents had expectations for me. You have to realize that they're their own human being. We as parents guide them, instill values into them, but at some point in time, they might go their own path like my son has. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I can, as a parent, as he's grown, I've tried to use my past experiences and tell him about, these are the things you want to avoid in life. You're going to have your own challenges, your own mountains to climb, but, learn from my mistakes and don't repeat these mistakes. Maybe your life will go a lot smoother into adulthood than my earlier years in adulthood was. So, but now he's graduated from high school. He's off to the Army. Very proud of him. He has a very good career path ahead of him. He will be attending college as well. And, for those fathers that are expecting for the first time, Best advice I can give you is surround yourself with a good group of men, whether it be from your church, an organization you belong to. And really, that's the best thing you can do is lean on other fathers that have already gone through what you're going to be expecting. And, it makes fatherhood a lot easier when you have a group of men that you can rely on, go to seek advice from, and enjoy being a father. It's a great thing. It's one of the best things I've ever had to do in my life was raise my son, and now I get to see him in his first steps into adulthood, and I'm very proud of him.
First time I found out I was going to be a dad, it was shocking. Why anyone would put me in charge of a new life boggles my mind even till this day. I am not a perfect person. I make more mistakes than most. And to be honest and quite frank, sometimes I have no clue what I'm doing being a dad. That being said, somehow I turned out two good kids. One is out there in Nebraska and got a new life and job and career of his own, and the other one's still going to high school, and he's great with animals and he loves doing with animals. Now, advice I have for those of you who are going to become fathers: it's scary and it goes by really fast. One day they're 6 months old, the next day you're at their graduation, the day after that you're at their wedding. But the fun part is everything in between that. It goes by really quick. Hang on to it as much as you can. And yes, it's okay to be scared. Like you heard from the other dads, it's good to surround yourself with other fathers who can give you some guidance. And that's what we try. We try to get the information around us. And for some of you out there who don't have a father, for whatever reason, surround yourself by good male role models. And moms, yeah, if you're a single mom, you're doing double duty, just like a single dad does double duty. And it's important to have that other voice there. It doesn't have to be someone who is, quote unquote, your love interest. It just has to be someone who wants to be there as a role model. Now, the only other advice I can give for new dads, aside from being scared and it's okay, is that none of us come with an instruction manual. The best advice I can give to any of you is try to instill in your child the things you want to see for a better future for yourself and for them. If you have a fear, teach them not to fear that fear. If you have a prejudice, teach them not to have that same prejudice. If you have anything in your life that you're not happy with because it held you back, or something that you felt that was something that you had internally, whether you were shy or whether you were of all these things, you have an opportunity to teach your kids to go beyond that. To not be scared or be confined, to question, to grow, to use their artistic side, to use their analytical side. As a parent, we get the privilege of being able to influence somebody so that they can have a better life than we do. We are the sum of all the struggles of those before us. All the moms and dads before us who have been scared about having a child, whose children grew up and had more children and got scared. And every generation since. And those of us who have done better by teaching our kids to be better than us are a testament to the greatness of our society and our families. We all have it in us to do better. We all have it in us to be better. And our children are the gift that allow us to make that real. For they are a clean slate, and they can learn to be better than we are. That should always be our hope. Yes, we have a lot of problems now, but there were a lot of problems way before we were born. But every generation we get better, and we have to keep trying. Can't give in to hate. We can't give in to prejudice. We have to go and make life better for them. Because they are our future and they're going to inherit what we have, and their children will inherit what they have. Let us teach them from our mistakes. Let us teach them with wisdom, not irrationality. So, thank you for watching this episode of FlatCapFedora IRL, and we hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for next week when we have some more info for you and some more great segments. Hope you like it. If you do, like and subscribe. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you would like to see, and we'll talk to you soon.